In this video, I'm going to show you what makes a good looking floor plan and the principles behind it while using Rayon.design. So right here, I have just screenshotted a floor plan in Pinterest and uploaded in Rayon, which is a web-based design tool, which is super easy to use, by the way. So I have uploaded it, and the first thing that I want to do in order to get started with what makes a good floor plan is that we'll trace this over, and while we draw, I'm going to show you some of the principles on doing a good graphic representation. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to lower the opacity to like 50% because we want to be able to see what we're tracing over. And then I will go ahead and log this. That way it doesn't intercept any of our selection while we draw. So let's go at the wall tool here. We'll click once at the starting point in this corner. We will align on the other side and we will make this 0.3 meters in terms of thickness. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Let's close this off. And then we will go up here, close this off, and this is basically our exterior walls. One thing that we'll modify is that we'll select this wall and we'll push this all the way over here. So these would be the exterior walls, and then after we've drawn this, I would go here at layers and I will add a new layer which will be named exterior. We're gonna go ahead right here. Let's select all of these and we're gonna add these in this layer. Now let's go ahead and add a new layer for interior walls. We'll keep this selected. Let's go ahead with the wall tool. And now we'll make the interior walls 0.15. And then let's just toggle this on the other side. Let's just start the drawing from right there. So we'll close this off. And then the rest of them will go back to 0.15 meters in terms of thickness. We will draw the bathroom right here. Let's go with the wall tool once again. So we'll close that off. And these will be our interior walls. And now we can basically continue on the rest. Now I'm going to select all the walls here and I'm going to lower its opacity on the walls as well, because now when it's time to add on the openings, we can see clearer where the windows are placed, how many windows there are, and where we'll add the doors as well. So first of all, let's just start with the doors. We only have 2 of them here, so we'll go ahead and add a layer for doors. We'll keep that layer selected. We'll click here in the openings, and then we'll just choose this door. We'll click select. And then we can basically just hover on top of the wall right here. We'll rotate it on this side. And let's increase it in size to something like this. Let's copy this and place it right there. Let's make this a bit smaller. And now we have both of the doors that we need for this entire plan. Okay, so let's go to openings once again. Let's go to active block. Let's go to libraries and then let's type in window. And we're going to choose the most basic one because we do not need anything fancy. There's going to be one window right here. Let's increase it in size to over here. And then let's just copy it on the other side for something like this. So we have 2 windows there. And now let's just drag this over here. Let's duplicate this down here as well. And now we will move on to the rest of the stuff. So just to take a look at where we are at right now. So we have basically this whole area, which is one open floor plan of a small little bed area and then the living area with a kitchen and everything. So right after we draw the walls, the next thing to set everything up is that we'll go ahead and use the zone, which would be, this would be one zone with one surface and this will be another one. And then after we've done this, before we modify everything, I'm going to show you in just a second that the principles are going to start by the color palette, which I've gotten a quick actual reference image right here. I'm going to show you how we can get to that representation level in just a second. So first of all, let's go ahead and blocks. I'm going to go ahead and libraries here. I'm going to type in kitchen, basically a single wall kitchen, which would be this one. We're going to drag and drop it right here. Let's rotate it. This seems to be a bit too big. Let's just make this smaller to fit our floor plan. And then we're going to go ahead and add a sofa set. So let's just go for sofa. And I guess we can just add this one. And then let's go to the bed. So we're going to search bed. We can choose a simple one like this. We can make it just a little bit smaller and we can delete this completely. Let's make this 0.1. Let's copy this over here as well. And now what is left to add for us here as well is we can go ahead and type in wardrobe. Let's just add one of these and then we can resize it as we need to. Let's just make this a little bit smaller. And then let's go over here. We can go and type in toilet. Let's type in basin. We can maybe even rotate these because I think it would fit a bit easier on this side. And then we can basically just add a shower door for something like this. Let's push this upwards. Okay, so this would be our bathroom area, and then the living and bed area and everything else. And then we can finally add just one more zone right here before we actually start to stylize everything. So cool. Now let's just get our reference image a bit closer to us. And then what we can do now is that we can select this area, we can go to the fill, and then we can color pick this one and make it at full opacity. However, something else that we can do as well is that I'm going to go ahead and use a hatch. So for example, we can use a herringbone hatch. We can make it larger, so 1.5, and then we can add a background that looks just like this one, and then the stroke can be similar to this, but just a bit darker, right? So somehow we have a similar design language as everything else. Then we can go here at layers, we can go add the walls, and then we can make all of these full on white. We can send this all the way back of the layer, that way everything else is still visible. And then we can also add a background. So for example, we can just go ahead and use the rectangular shape. We can start from here to over here. Let's add some sort of texture. We can go downwards to this white concrete. Let's arrange this all the way to the back. Okay, so now let's add a solid fill, which we can solid pick right here, and then we can lower the opacity of it. That way it still has some sort of texture like this. So we can even make this a bit larger. That way the texture is more visible. Let's do 10. And now this has a bit of texture, it has a bit of depth. We can select both of these, and then we can send these to the back of the layer. So now let's do the same thing over here, but instead we can use another hatch. This would be a square tile hatch. We can add the same background, and then we can add the stroke just like this. Now let's go inside here. Let's select this. Let's make the stroke completely white, and then the fill will make it the same brown. And then we can also make this stroke completely white. And now we have it looking similar, like all of the objects and furniture, the same way that they look over here. One thing that I would say though is maybe the hatch here, we can make it just a little bit darker or lighter. That way the furniture pops out a little bit more and it is more visible. So now all of these pieces look the same exact way as we have them over here. And then we're going to do the same thing for this kitchen. We're going to select all of them. We'll make the stroke white. Let's make the fill this brown. And then also for this style as well, let's make the stroke completely white. And let's make the fill brown. The only thing which is looking a bit out of place is this block, which I'm going to double click and make all of the lines white as well. Cool. So now we have something similar looking to this, and we have used that as a color palette. What I will say though is, like, in terms of the walls, I'm going to keep the walls on top of all the layers. However, one thing that I would say though is that I would either take off the stroke completely, or we would make the stroke thicker. That way it still has some hierarchy in terms of what is visible from the front. And on top of all this, what I would add as well is I'm going to use the rectangular tool to add a shadow layer right here. We're going to go click on a shape, add a rectangle from here to over here. Let's edit the fill. Let's make this dark. Let's lower the opacity to something like this. And now we can just go ahead and copy this over here. Let's make it smaller. And then for every single wall, we're going to have the same alignment. That way there is consistency on the shadows as well. Let's copy this over here too. So now these are two of the things that are very important. We have a color palette that works, and we have hierarchy that actually makes everything reading a lot easier. Now we need to take care of the labeling, dimensions, annotations, and everything like that, because that also helps the whole reading experience of the floor plan, I would say. So these two should be aligned and also have the same font and size and thickness. Now I will keep this the same font. The only thing that I will do is that I will make these just a little bit thicker. So now this, I will just name it living and bed area. Click enter, and that will be updated. It will also show us the square meters. And then this will be named bathroom. And we'll make this text white as well. We'll send this to the back of the layer. That way the door is visible too. And now this is looking a lot better. Then we can also add some sort of texture here outside. I think what would work well here is some sort of limestone. So then we can call this balcony. But this one will make dark because it just has more contrast compared to the texture that it has behind. And then finally, even for dimensions, so I will choose this side just to show you something a little bit better. I'm going to use chain dimensions. That way we do not have to start and stop multiple times. We'll keep the same distance on all of them, same size on every single one of the labelings, and we'll keep it something like this. And now what I will say though is that if we're going to add one more dimension right here, which would be the full size of it, and then if we do another set of dimensions on this side, for example, from here to the opening and all the way to the end. And then if we do another one from the beginning all the way to the end, what is very important is that to also have some sort of consistency in the distance of the actual lines of the dimension. So for example, if on this side, we can basically measure that this would be 0.70 meters, then we can basically just use a line as a guideline. So we can type in 0.7 and then just move this closer. That way now we also have consistency between the lines of the dimensions. The only thing that now is missing is the distance between the wall and the dimension, which right here will also take base the balcony instead of the wall because it's just an element which is closer. So these are the principles that make a good floor plan drawing. We talked about the hierarchy, choosing a color palette, adding shadows for depth, keeping consistency in labeling, and also keeping the distance of the dimensions. So these are basic steps that you need to take right now in order to elevate your drawings. So if you enjoyed this, make sure that you actually try it Rayon. As you saw, it's super simple, easy to use. It's on the web and you do not need to download anything. You can try that in the first link in the description. And if you want to see more of my videos about Rayon, go ahead and watch the video right here.